Hello, I'm Chef Robert Patton with Aramark at Old Dominion University. Today's recipe is going to be Simply Spring Mix Salad. Let's go through some of the equipment we need today. So first we'll need a knife you're comfortable with. We'll need a cutting board. We'll need a peeler to peel our carrot. We'll need some measuring cups, measuring spoons, some spoons for mixing, a sauce pot with a lid, a baking sheet, a mason jar or any kind of jar with a lid, a large bowl for mixing our salad, and of course some plates for the finished product. Our ingredients we'll need today are spring mix, 2 carrots, red or green cabbage. We'll need some radishes, fresh lemon. You could also use a bottled lemon juice if you like. Here we have quinoa. We have some dried cranberries. You could also use raisins if they're not available, or dried cherries. You could even use fresh fruit like fresh strawberries or blueberries. We have sunflower seeds, some Dijon mustard, some honey, garlic powder, regular ground black pepper, some kosher salt. We'll have a little olive oil as well. First thing we're going to do is cook our quinoa and get that going. So I have measured out 1/3 of a cup of quinoa, 2/3 of a cup of water. And we're going to get that at a simmer. Cover it with a lid and let it go. Just simmer till it gets nice and fluffy, and then we'll let it cool. Next thing we're going to do is chop our ingredients. So we'll need 2 carrots, okay, and our peeler. You want to just gently run the peeler over the carrot, just taking off a little of the peel as possible. Don't want to take off too much. Take our carrot, we'll cut off just a little bit off the root end and a little bit off the tip. We can cut it in half. Now we're just going to cut our carrot in, let's say, half moons. You could grate this as well if you prefer that. Really anything bite-sized. I'm going to cut a carrot, take some slices. We're going to get our large mixing bowl. Our recipe calls for 3 fistfuls of spring mix. That amount is going to vary a little bit, so you want to make sure you have a nice plate full for each person that you're feeding. And from here, we're just going to build our salad with all of our ingredients. Next, we're going to work on our red or purple cabbage. We only need 1 cup of this, so this will suffice. But we want to make sure we cut this root out. Not very edible. We're going to peel off just a couple layers of our outer leaves. You're looking for something bite-sized. You're going to come away with some pieces like that. And that quarter of the cabbage is plenty. Toss that into our salad as well. Our recipe calls for 4 radishes. I'm just going to trim off the ends a little bit. See the root end where it was growing, trim that off. I'm going to take our radishes, just slice them as thin as you can. If it's easier for you to cut them in half and then slice, that's fine. Radishes are going to add a nice little bite to your salad, a nice crunch. And right into our bowl, spread it around. Check on our quinoa real quick. Still simmering a little bit. Now we'll add 1/2 of a cup of dried cranberries, or 1/2 of a cup of sunflower seeds. Set that to the side. And while we wait for our quinoa to cook, and we'll have to cool that a little bit, we'll make our dressing. So everything is going to go into our mason jar or whatever jar you have. We're going to get all of our ingredients in here, shake it up. You can use a bowl and a whisk, or any kind of container, maybe a little plastic container with a lid as well. So first thing we need is 1/2 cup of lemon juice, or the juice of 1 lemon. Just a little tip: you kind of roll your lemon on your cutting board a little bit, you'll get a little more juice out of it. Cut it in half. I'm going to use a container here just to catch all my seeds. You could use a strainer to catch the seeds if you like. So we're going to get the juice of our lemon in the mason jar. We're going to leave any seeds behind. Then we're going to add 1/2 cup of olive oil. I've already measured out. Now we're going to need 2 tablespoons of our Dijon mustard. You can use any brand of Dijon mustard. You can use a whole grain mustard as well. You may not want to use a yellow mustard. We're going to check on our quinoa real quick. Our quinoa is done, so we're going to use our baking sheet and lay our quinoa out a little bit just so it cools. Spread it on our baking sheet and we'll set that to the side. And back to our dressing. So now we need 1 tablespoon of honey, teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. We're going to put the lid on that and shake that real well. Combine all of our ingredients. Back to our salad. Now that our quinoa is nice and cool, we're going to add that to our salad. Take our dressing. Use our mixing spoons to toss all of our ingredients together. Make sure our greens get well dressed. Our serving bowls. Just want to evenly divide your mixture out. Make sure to use some of your vegetables up on top with some nice garnish. You could also top this with a piece of grilled chicken, tofu even if you want to keep it vegan or vegetarian. But here we have our Simply Spring Mix salad with quinoa, carrots, red cabbage, dried cranberries, and sunflower seeds, and of course spring mix. I'm Chef Robert Patton with Aramark at Old Dominion University. Hope you enjoy.